object. Now you do practice for this drawing, how to draw on your drawing sheet. So for that, first of all, draw XY line which represents intersection of horizontal plane and vertical plane. After that, draw its front view as shown over here, and after that draw its top view by taking projections from front view. So this top view is drawn, in which this dotted line is drawn over here, which represents this hidden edge which is not visible in the top view. And after that, draw its side view. This is the side view of this object which is drawn over here. In side view also, if you look from here, this corner, you can see here, this corner is still not visible from this side, hence it is represented by the dotted line over here. So this dotted line represents this corner. Name the view, it's a left hand side view. Now third problem, this is the case, this problem is given to us. Now how to draw three views of this object in first angle projection method. So for that, again we draw, this is the view for front view, we look from here. How will this object appear if you look from here? So it is shown by these lines over here. Take photograph from infinite distance of this object, and that would appear like this. This is the object or front view of this object shown by this green colored line, green colored planes. Now think about this corner which is behind this plane. So these corners will not be visible in front view. So this vertical edge and this horizontal edge both are represented by the dotted line in this case. So this vertical dotted line and this horizontal dotted line. So this is the front view of this object. Now about top view. If we look from the top, or we take photograph from infinite distance to this top side of this object. So how this object will appear? So for that, this green colored portion will appear to us. Draw vertical lines as shown over here. This reverse C shape would be visible like this. And think about this bottom edges, this one, this cut portion and this cut portion. It starts from here and ends to this plane. So it is between this plane and this plane. So in between these two planes, this edge is there which is not visible in top view. Hence it is represented by the dotted line over here, one dotted line here and another dotted line over here. And then after this, in this portion here, no material is there, it's a vacant space. So the dotted line will not be drawn over here, it is broken from here to here. So you have to erase that portion of that dotted line. This is top view. Now about its side view. If you look from this side, what should be this object appear? So that would appear as shown over here. This is the side view of this object. This shown by this light blue color. This green colored plane will not be visible in side view. This pink colored portion will also not be visible in side view. Only this blue colored plane would be visible, which is represented over here. Now here also think about this bottom edge. You can see here, this bottom edge starts from here and ends to this another plane. So it is not visible in side view, and hence it is represented by dotted line from this end to this end. Here also another dotted line would be there from this corner point to this point. But here if you look from this side, this full line is there. So here overlapping of full line and dotted line is there. So full line is drawn. Now how to draw these three views in your drawing sheet? So for that, draw XY line, draw its front view by taking appropriate distance and dimensions from this given object, and draw appropriate lines. Visible lines would be full line and hidden lines are to be shown by dotted lines. This is front view. If you look from the top, its top view would appear as shown over here, and in top view also this dotted line would be there, which starts from here and completes to here, and here dotted line would be there from this end to this end as shown over here. Similarly, in side view, take projections from front view, transfer these projections from front view to side view, and from top view also we can transfer the projections by drawing meter line over here, which is drawn at an angle of 45 degree with this XY line, and from that we can transfer the points, and this is the left hand side view of this object. Here also this dotted line is represented, which indicates this inner edge of this object. Now next, fourth problem. Think about this problem and try to draw the three views of this object. Imagine for front view, top view and side view. If you look from the front, say if you look from this side, what shape would appear or which planes would be visible from this side? You can imagine this plane is visible, shown by red and yellow colored. This plane is visible, this plane is visible, and this plane is visible. This red colored plane, green colored plane and a blue colored plane will not be visible in front view. So take projections from here in front view. For top view, take projection from top. So this is top view. If you look from the top, this green colored plane would be visible as shown over here. This pink colored plane would be visible as shown over here, and here material is not there, so plain vacant space is there, so which is represented by the blank space. So that is top view. And for side view, transfer the points from here. In side view, this green inclined plane will be visible, which is represented over here. This blue colored plane, light blue, will be visible, which is shown over here by two rectangles. One rectangle is here, another is here, and this vertical rectangle will not fully visible. It will be visible from up to this edge only. After that it will be invisible. So this is represented by this line. Up to this portion it is visible, and after that that corner is invisible, so represented by dotted line shown over here, right? So this is the third view, that is side view. Now draw these three views on your drawing sheet. So for that, draw XY line, insert the dimension, and according to the dimensions, draw this front view as shown over here. This is the front view of this object. Now draw its top view as shown over here. This is the top view of this object by taking projections from all these ends, and this two rectangle represents this upper portion or this plane, rectangular plane. Now think about its side view. So its side view is to be drawn from here by taking projections from front view, and here also you can draw meter line over here, the line which makes an angle of 45 degree with XY line. To take projection from top view to side view is called as the meter line. So this is the side view of this object. If you look from the side, this rectangle would be visible, this one, and after that it will be invisible, so dotted line is to be drawn from there. Now problem number 5. Think about this object, draw its three views. So here also we can draw its front view. For front view, take projections like this, right? This would be its front view. You can imagine, if you look from here, this inclined plane would not appear as an inclined plane, but that rectangle would shorten its height. So, and it would be visible like this. These blue colored rectangles, two rectangles are shown over here. This green colored inclined plane is represented over here, and this blue colored V shape is shown over here, which is represented over here. So this is the front view. And think about this line. If you look from here, this edge is visible, so that is represented by full line mentioned over here, right? So this is the front view of this object. For top view, take projections from here. So this is the top view of this object. If you look from here, this V shape would appear as V over here. These three straight lines are there, which is represented over here. Two end lines are there. One line is here, another line is here, and these two green rectangles would be visible in top view. And here also this bottom edge, which is cut from this end to the opposite end, is not represented over here, so that we can represent with the help of dotted lines in top. About side view, if you look from the side, this would be side view. In this case, the side view is very simple, just to draw these outlines. Now think about this inner portion which is not visible in the side, so that these edges would be visible. It could be drawn by the dotted line as they are invisible in side view. So this is orthographic projections. How to draw these three views on your drawing sheet? So for that, draw XY line, represent its front view as shown over here. This is the front view of this object, and this is the top view of this object as represented over here, and this is the side view of this object. Here the dotted line is drawn which represents this hidden portion of this object. Here also the dotted line is drawn which shows this cut portion which is there in this object. So these are the three views. This is left hand side view of this object. Now sixth problem, problem number 6, which is given over here. I hope the solution of all these problems are clear to you. If you look from the front side, this portion would appear. This is shown by yellow colored. This green color will not be visible in front view. So this is the front view of this object. This two dotted line represents this circular hole which starts from this upper plane, this plane to this plane, or this is one shot of a hollow cylinder, and here two holes are there. So for that also we have to draw the dotted lines in this edge. Now if you look from the top side, in top view, this object would appear like this. This green colored portion would be visible in top view, and here this cut portion is there, so that too that is not visible in this top view. These two holes, circular hole is there, one is here, another is here, so which would appear as a circle in top view. This cylinder will appear as circles as represented over here. So this is the top view of this object. And for side view, in side view also, this is the side view of this object represented by this portion. Or in other word, if we look from the infinite distance to this object, this plane would appear as represented over here. This rectangle represent the side view of this cylindrical head or cylindrical portion. This is the side view. Now how to draw orthographic projection of this object? So for that, draw XY line, draw its front view with appropriate dimensions which are given in the object. Draw appropriate lines, dotted lines, center line which are there in the object. This is the front view, and from front view take projections. This is the top view of this object. These two circles represents these two holes which are drilled over here, and this is a hollow cylinder. So here circle represents the inner circular portion of this cylinder. This is top view of this object. Now about side view, you can see here, this is the side view of this object. If you look from the side, it would appear as represented over here, left hand side view. Now next problem, problem number 7. For here also we have to draw three views. Draw three views of this object by first angle projection method. For front view, take projections from here, and this is the front view of this object. For top view, this is the top view. For top view, this is the top view of this object. For front view, this is the front view. If you look from this side, this object will appear as represented over here, and in side view, if you look from this side, this would be the side view of this object. By looking these three views or these three visions, you would be able to draw its orthographic projections. This is side view, and this is for this orthographic projections. Again draw XY line. In the side view, this pink colored, this violet color is visible over here. So this is the front view of this object as shown by these lines, and draw dotted lines when the edges are not visible. You can see here in this object, this cut portion or this edge, vertical edge and horizontal edge, is cut here and not visible in front view. So that is represented by dotted line from here to here and here to here. So this is the front view of this object. Now about top view. If you look from the top, this rectangle is the top view of this object, and here also in top view, this cut portion, this edge and this edge, both the edges are not visible, hence they are represented by dotted line from this line to this line and from here to here. So this is also clear to you, and these lines are drawn which shows these edges. First edge is here, which is represented over here, second edge is here, third edge, fourth, fifth and so on. So all these edges are represented by vertical line in this top view. Now about its side view. In side view, if you look from this side, this would be its side view, and this dovetail shape or dovetail edge is represented over here, is here, so which is drawn over here. Here dovetail cut portion is there, which is represented in side view. It looks like this, and these dotted lines 1, 2 and 3 dotted lines are there, which represents these inner edges which are not visible in side view, first edge, second edge and third edge. These 3 edges are drawn in the side view, which is represented by the dotted line in the side view as shown over here. So this is the left hand side view of this object. Now one case for study illustration. Pictorial presentation is given over here, and draw 3 views of this object. So for front view, top view, so this is the front view, height is 50 millimeter. You can see here, this is a very typical problem, and somehow it is difficult to draw. You have to use your common sense as well as visual ability to find out the appropriate dimensions and to draw its orthographic projection. And for its top view, if you look from the top, it would appear like this. This is the top view. So I hope in this case all things are clear to you. This distance is 20 millimeter, this distance is 25, 25 and 20. So total width is 45 millimeter, height is 45 millimeter, this height is 50 millimeter. So this is the object which is represented over here. This is front view of this orthographic.